When I was on before, I was rudely interrupted with memory going on my phone. Baby, fuck off. Yeah, yeah. I was, I'd bought the telly out in public house. Shut up, pub. As a building, and as an entertainment place, and it become apparent to people that I was getting into the entertainment side of life, wanting to stay in the entertainment side of life. So I was invited when I was in my 20s, early 20s, to go down the Town Hall Tavern where I met the directors of M&B breweries. In them days I used to drink the old Brew 11, which was really bitter, and which is an M&B point. And yes, I met these directors, and old Maggie Thatcher, she was breaking up large controlled industries with a form of devolution, I suppose, you know what I mean? And so like M&B brewers got split into two, which was Punch Taverns, which was mine, and because the reason why they called it Punch Taverns was because I could look after myself and had a bit of a dig, so that's why that was called that. And the entertainment inside, which was the other side of MB, stayed at the Town Hall Tavern. Me, the Punch Taverns, you know, I thought like if a pub had to get properly on its feet, it should be given time to be able to get hold of prospective punters and keep them there. They were given leeway on prices, so all a manager had to pay in the first 6 months was £1 a week. And then after that, the usual business side of life would kick in. So I ended up with about 8,000 to 9,000 properties on the way on. Collected Britannia hotels, Premier Inns, and numerous other places which I bought. One of the places I did have built though, which was a real disappointment to me, was a restaurant called Blue, which was built in the old style side of, you know, the old style back in the sort of the old wooden 1700 sort of looking buildings, wooden framed and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, Blue. Every 3 months, the BBC go down to Blue and they have a meeting of about 300 people upstairs where they teach the Church of Scientology. Church of Scientology. I went up into one of those, their meetings, you know, not saying who I was or whatever, and it turns out that if you believe in anything, you're a bigot. You know what I mean? You know, if you've got any belief of any sort, you're a bigot. Especially on that paedophile information exchange, that pipe. Yeah, their arms stretch everywhere, that BBC, you know. Yeah. So, yeah. So when it started kicking off with Tony Blair going like education, you know, the old like sort of you know, clarion call come up, you know, thinking, what's going on here? You know what I mean? You know, just instigated like the company university, get all these students in here, mate. You know what I mean? And next, it's a you know, a national thing. You know what I mean? This is just a bit too you know, coincidental, this one. You know? And then they've sent us off to war. You know, and like you know, with this like I knew like the connections with like the co-op and that, with the New Labour Party and whatever. You know, what and with the land bought by Mussolini, you know, through airy needs and that. I started instigating certain factors. So I asked the bikers, you know, from all over the country, you know, who had come from a military side of life, right, to go down to Wootton Bassett and pay their respects, and to make it a to make sure that they just wasn't snuck in. They're dead, which is what they were going to do, you know. And fair play to them, you know. 30,000 of them were going down there, you know, from all over the country, you know, whatever sort of biker clans they were from, you know. Didn't matter about the areas or whatever, you know. They went down there and they lined the route, 22 miles they lined, you know, 30,000 of them. But all you ever got told or shown, right, was the people in Wootton Bassett, not the people who'd gone down there and, you know, sort of travelled hundreds of miles and things like that, you know. And so, you know, and they were supposed to come down to the Stag Public House, but that got well and truly nipped in the bud by the racist PD side of life in this town. I also instigated the riots around the country, because like the British people were last on the list, and you know, they were more interested on European side of life, you know, Eastern Europeans, you know, and so your man Mark Duggan got shot. That's what happened. It'd been planned months before that. They just didn't like it all of a sudden happen. You know, brought up by bad parents or anything like that. You know, being brought up by bad governments. You know, because you're all in it. You know, no matter what, you know, your Labour, your New Labour, your Conservative, your Social Democrats. You know, you're all a bunch of wrong goods. And because like we were becoming a secular nation, I was going to walk across Yeah, I was going to walk across through to the grave of England, as I look at it, which is Coventry. A proper grave. So the people who I was going to, who had arranged for me to walk across, was my friend who I've met when I was a young kid called Betty Yates, and a friend of hers called Yates, who unfortunately enough was stabbed to death by a man called Stephen Farrow. And Stephen Farrow, he was brought to my attention when I was about 21 by a geezer called Hamish Hammond, who used to run the kids down the Belgrade. There was a little section of life down the Belgrade, into the kids. Belgrade is a theatre. Yeah, Hamish Hammond, you know, he brought Stephen Farrow in front of me when I was about 20 and said, like, if I stepped out of line in any way, that this man here would do me in. Well, as years later, as I was instigating this course of action, when I seen him, I knew him from somewhere. He was a right tall, lanky bastard. But I couldn't remember where. I was just like that, you know. But it turns out he half liked what I was doing. So he didn't do me. He didn't Mrs. Yates and the priest. So so what I done, I walked down, because you know, by this time I knew everything was going pear-shaped. So I walked down to Kidderminster Police Station from Coventry. Done it in the night, 50 miles. Right old jump. So I've gone down there and told them, like, you know, this is what the score is. And I've tried to tell them what the scenario is, and, you know, being another part of the Trojan horse, which Coventry is, because Coventry is the original Trojan horse in this country. It doesn't matter about like Muslim schools over the way, like, you know what I mean, you know, Coventry is the Trojan horse. But like, he has his branches, you know what I mean, you know, it looks like the Met's part of it, you know, the old Kidderminster Police Station, which is Worcestershire, you know. I know a few of the old army people who were in control of this town were up from that direction, so it doesn't surprise me. Anyway. Here we go. So, there we go. This is number 191046, and it's a patient report form done on the 31st of the 1st 12, case number 168. You can see that, 168. Kidderminster. Kidderminster Police.
Patient states walked 50 miles, now complaining of soreness to both feet. Present complaint: foot blisters. And whatever all this bollocks is here, goes on about whatever little bollocks also about my feet. So that's me going down there and trying to tell them what the situation was. So that was the 31st, the first 12, and then on the 18th of March 2013, West Mercia Police North Worcestershire Policing Area, Kidderminster Police Station, Kidderminster. And here we go. Alright, to Deputy Senior Police Investigator with the investigation of the murder of B Yates. As is often the case, of such intensive investigation, there was a need to seek to obtain voluntary fingerprint and DNA from persons living within the area who were known to be, in order to eliminate from inquiries. You kindly assisted us in the process and provided fingerprint and DNA samples, for which we are very grateful, and helped us in the search for justice. The purpose of this letter is to formally advise you that we intend to destroy what's going on. The purpose of this letter is to formally advise you that we intend to destroy all those samples in the near future at a date and time to be identified. Should you wish to be present in the witness, the destruction could you please notify me either in writing or by email at the below address, in order that we know. So anyway, this was done, be registered on the 11th of April 2000. If you do not wish to, then there's no response from you. This is during your inquiry. So you see, even though I've gone down there and told them what the situation was, what they're doing on this letter here, dated on the 18th of March 2013, was to make out that I had just been a line of inquiry where they'd come and see me and took DNA and fingerprint evidence to assist in their inquiries. Well, they didn't take my DNA and they didn't take my fingerprints. You know what I mean, you know, because they've already got my DNA and they've already got my fingerprints. So that's a load of bollocks. But like, they're good in what they do, you know, like, you know, when they want things covering up, they certainly have things covering up.
And because I knew about the connection between the land through Airy Neves, Mussolini, the Vatican, and County Council. It ended up with John Merton, Cardinal or Archbishop, whatever his name, Ashby, I think his name was. I wouldn't know, I don't really know if that was his name, but he was the Cardinal at the time, Ashby. He used to be at, I met him a few times when he was down at Holy Trinity, because he was a company Cardinal. He was a bishop, priest, or whatever he was, years before, about 20 years before he went up to Liverpool. And then the resignation of the Pope, the Adolf Hitler, youth Nazi Ratana. Yeah, they all resigned at the same time. Because they all knew it was coming on top with the about the land and the connection. And one of the other things what I was instigating, because I'd help getting an extension onto the Urban Art Gallery. Was if you ever look in the photograph files, you will see a photograph done in April last year, I think it was, where old Tony Blair is doing a selfie, with loads of explosions happening over in Iraq. I had that sorted out. And you see what the crack is, is one of the first things what Tony Blair done when he come into government, he had to make sure he was covering his back. Not only his back, but like the backs of terrorists. So that's what he done. He brought in an amnesty for the bombings what happened in the 70s, 80s and 90s. The ones on, whether they were shooting people dead over in Northern Ireland or they were blowing people up over here, And I'm not saying with the IRA are completely innocent or anything like that, but I know there were certain factors where, they definitely wasn't, they definitely weren't. It was a consignment of people down in Coventry, down in the Town Hall Tower. I think predominantly the Catholics. I think they were proper anti-Jewish, and racist without a doubt, and all sorts of. And I think through the whole last 30 years, they've been behind the breakup of the sort of moral fibre of the country, where through the drug and the sex industries, and with that, where people can't give an arse these days about whether they're, you know, whether they're anything, you know. You know, they've been able to come to a point where they're going to be breaking up the country. You know, they're going to be fighting, start with the devolution of Scotland, and then it's going to be broken up into, England's going to be broken up into 5 areas. And you can see that happening in your army, you know, with the, you know, with the standing down of regiments and joining bigger sort of area regiments, you know, like the Warwickshires, the Staffordshires, and then into the Merciers, in coincidence with the Earl of Mercia and all that sort of palaver. And your police and your emergency services, they're getting, they're doing exactly the same thing, you know, and so there's what to do. I mean, what are you to do? You know, you're not allowed to vote, and when we are going to be allowed to vote, it's going to be too fucking late. You know, the Scottish, you know, I mean, like they've, you know, but they're getting, they've been well prepared. They are. They've been teaching the school kids, you know, like how to vote for the last 10 years or whatever it is, you know, and so, you know, I mean, like, you know, if propaganda goes out, propaganda will be, or should do, or whatever. There's a whole heap of them who's going to be voting for Scotland and independence, and so there's a march coming up on the 10th of July about austerity. Well, austerity is about jobs, you see. It's about how to treat your country, treat your people in the country, you know, where they think you're not worth anything. So, you know, wherever you're from, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, anywhere in the Commonwealth, Africa, Asia, all the Caribbean, all the Falklands, if you want to be if you want to stand up and be kind, if you want to make a point about where you don't agree with anything what's been happening, and you think that it's going to be too late to vote in 2017 or 2018 or whenever they're going to let you fucking vote, you want to get on the march. In 1981 I went down on a march called the People's March. It's a sort of similar thing, but it was just about jobs then. Same thing this time as it goes. It's about jobs, but it's also about identity. And if you're proud about who you are and where you're from and what your church, your democracy and all that stands for, then what you should do, you should go down on the march on the 10th of July. See you down there.